2019 Nissan Sentra front brakes. First thing you want to do is lift your vehicle up. Get it on the pinch weld. Be careful, make sure it's lifted up or on the frame. Just get that lifted up. Then we're going to take our wheel off. This is aftermarket rims, so I got this splined thing, but yours will probably be like a 19 or a 20 or a 20. I mean 19, 21, or 22, one of those. Alright, so I got my wheel off. I'm doing the rotors and the front pads. So first thing what we want to do is, this is our caliper bolts. We're going to take these off. And then these are our caliper bracket bolts. These are, I'll be honest with you, these are really tough to get off. If you're doing this in the driveway, it might be a little tough on that part. But if you're just doing pads, you're fine. But I got a 14 millimeter, and then this brake compressor tool, and then 22 for the caliper bolts. So 14 for the caliper bolts. I think what I meant to say is bracket bolts a second ago. We're going to come down here and then just get the bottom bolt off. It shouldn't be too tight. If it just spins, then hold the other side with pliers or like a wrench. There's like a nut on the other side of the part. Okay, so get this off. This part right here is what I'm talking about. You could hold this with a nut, with pliers or something, and then that you can be able to get the bolt out. All right, so let's put the bolt to the side, and then we're gonna come over here. What I like to do is I'll just wiggle this up and lift it up, and then lift it all the way up, and then you can slide this backwards, and the pin will come out. And then we're gonna gently set this over the steering knuckle to have the brake line supported and out of the way, and now it won't fall on your face or like smash your fingers. Okay, no. All right, so let's come here. Here's my brake pads. You can try to get these out by hands. They're kind of tough. Let's get like a little flathead or something to get them out. If you're not doing anything with your rotors, just don't scratch your rotor, but you can just get like a little flathead or something flat to just kind of get between here and just kind of push them out. Sometimes they could be a little stubborn. Alright, got mine out. Notice a little spring hardware things on top there. That's the inside pad. And then here's my outside pad over here. Go ahead and get this guy out. That guy, he goes on top. And then the hardware is on the bracket. I got new hardware. I'll show you what's up in a sec. And then these bracket bolts, only take these out if you're doing the rotors. If you're not doing the rotors, you don't need to mess with these. I'm replacing my rotors, but if you're going to remove the rotor to resurface it, you got to take these out. Now, like I said before, these can be kind of tough. If you have like a wrench, what you can do is take like another wrench and put it like this, and that'll give you like extra leverage. Just try not to slip and crack your knuckles. If you're in like the driveway or something, you could do something like this to get some leverage on that bolt, because these bolts are really tight. Or you can have like a socket like this and put it on a breaker bar, like that. But I'm gonna use my air gun. I'm in a shop, so I could use my air gun. Just go ahead and zap these off. Okay, got one right there. And then I get this one here. And now these are 22 bolts. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but they're 22s. Alright. Now once those are out, you can remove the bracket. Gently set it to the side. Put those over there. Now once my bracket's out of the way, I could use a wire brush to clean the hardware. If you don't have new hardware to replace, you could just clean your old hardware. You just kind of get this in here and just get all the brake dust off of it. Just helps with, like, you know, putting the pads in and stuff. And then you would grease these slide pins. The one with the black grommet goes on the bottom, like there and there. Just put a little grease in there, and we'll slide this back in. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's good. Now I have Nissan pads. These are like the value line pads. This is my part number right here. These are called Nissan Value Advantage, but they come with new hardware. I also got rotors. These are the part numbers for the rotors. These are from Nissan as well. Alright, and then my new pads came with hardware, and it came with some grease, and then yeah, it comes with the backing plates already on the pads and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace these. All you gotta do is pop these out, and then you'll put these ones in. They just kind of clip into place. Just match them up in case they're a little different. But yeah, this just, you push it in place and you should hear it kind of like clip and lock into place. And then here's my rotors. I like to take these out. If they're coated like this, you don't really got to clean them before you use them, unless they have like some kind of grease or packaging stuff on them, adhesive. I'm gonna remove my old rotor. You can clean some rust off here if you want, like with a wire brush, but you don't really have to. Okay, so here's my new rotor. I'm gonna put my new rotor on like that. Again, part numbers and links to buy these things are going to be in the description, so check that out. I'll match it up with your old rotor, make sure it's a perfect matchup, and then we'll put our bracket back on like this, and then put our bolts in. I'm going to try to put torque specs for these in the description and comment section. Alright, so I used my air gun and then I torqued it off camera, but I just got that tight like that. Okay, so once those are good, it's starting to look like a brake setup again. Now we're going to put our brake pads in. Here's my pads, and what you could do is put a little bit of a brake lube on the ends of the pads, so when you put these in, they'll just slide a little bit better. Some people say that helps prevent noise as well, but maybe not. But my new hardware, new pads, it shouldn't be making noise that way, at least. Sometimes lower quality pads will make noise, but these are factory pads. They should be fine. So when you put it in, you want to put this spring part on top, and it goes like this. It just sits right here, and what that does is it pushes the pad. It puts pressure on the pad. It does that. Alright, so do that on both sides. The bottom is just, it just goes in, and then put our other pad in. The little spring on the pad goes on the top, and that's how it's supposed to look, like that. Alright. Now this guy, we got to compress this piston with a tool. You can Google ways to compress this if you don't have a tool, but I have a tool here. I'll link to it to Amazon. You could buy it. You could get them at like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Napa, whatever they got where you live. They should have them, although they're carrying less and less stuff nowadays. But we'll go ahead and squeeze this like that, and then we'll slide this into place. Make sure the brake line isn't twisted or kinked, or you didn't shorten it somehow. And we'll just slide that back over, and then we'll come on the bottom. You might need to kind of move this a little bit to get it to go over it. And then we'll put our caliper bolt in, just like that, and then tighten it down. Again, torque specs in the comments soon. Alright, so I got that tightened down like that, and then that's it, guys. So hopefully this video helps you out. Make sure your brake line's not twisted or nothing. Thanks for watching. More information in the comments is appreciated. I'll see you next video. Hey, what's up, guys? I want to tell you about this new soap I've been using by a new company called Quantum Soap. It's a men's soap company. They make multiple different bars of soap with their own ingredients and fragrance. They even have a dark matter bar, which is more grittier. If you're a mechanic, you have a lot of dirt and oil in your skin a lot. You can reach them at quantumsoapco.com. Free shipping on orders over $50. These soaps are made in the US with all natural ingredients by hand. No synthetic this, synthetic that. They've been great. They've hooked us up with a gearmoauto promo code. So if you head over to the website, type in gearmoauto in the checkout, you'll get 10% off. Again, these guys are on Facebook, Instagram. Check them out. Check the links below. Thanks for watching.
You're pretty good.